I went kart racing with my friends and it was really fun. This is actually my second time kart racing. My first time was in January and that was when I got the hang of this sport, the accelerate pedal, the brake pedal and a bunch of things. So this second time I was more confident about driving. One interesting thing for me with this sport is that from my first experience, when you're watching people drive really fast on the tracks, it feels so scary that I even begin to think, how is this person going so fast? Are they not scared they might crash or something? But once you step into the car, it feels so much fun to match the accelerate pedal really hard and speed along the tracks. We chose a different location for kart racing this time, and one thing I didn't like about this location was that you couldn't reverse your car. In the previous location, when you get stuck, you had a button you could press to change the accelerate pedal to a reverse pedal, and when you reverse you can accelerate and continue with your race. But in this location, when you get stuck, you have to wait for one of the staff to help you get back on track. This definitely affects your pace and overall score, so this really made me miss the previous location. In these games, I do not even try to win the race or comes first because it's just pointless. It's impossible to come first when you have this Vincent guy.
Number one.
Vincent is so good at kart racing and has a track record of always coming first. Even when I was with him in January, my first kart racing experience, he took first for almost all the races. But my mission in these games is to beat John and Emmanuel. I beat these guys and I win the race, Vincent or no Vincent.
My hands are really cold, but I'm ready for this. Let's go!
So getting to the race, you enter your names during registration and you are assigned a kart. In this case, my race name is Olibolin, and as you see on the screen, I am kart 14. We had 3 races in total. The first race was really fun. We all got to warm up and familiarize ourselves with the tracks. It went all nice and well with my action camera on my chest capturing this POV, but I had a slight crash with someone which made my camera fall off. It actually fell off on the track and I had no idea where it was, but I just went on with the race because I had a mission. After the first race, we had the results. Vincent is obviously number 1, but as you can see, Emmanuel Space Beamer is number 10, I, Olibolin, number 11, and John, Roaster, is number 15. Okay, I beat John. Now I have to beat Emmanuel in the next race. At this point, I don't know where my action camera is on the tracks, but before the next race, one of the staff found the camera for me. But I couldn't place the camera on my chest for the next race because the next race started almost immediately. So I have no POV videos to show you from the second race, but what I do have to show you is proof that I beat Emmanuel and John. As you can see from the scores, I'm number 10, Olibolin. Space Beamer Emmanuel is number 12 and John Roaster is number 19. Now if you're thinking how your position is determined, well, it works based on your best lap. So you drive for many laps within the time limit and then your best lap is compared with others, and from that you have your position. For example, even though Wesso, the person on number 2, was fast enough to have an 8 lap while others had 7 laps and below, his best lap, 1 minute 8 seconds 47 milliseconds, put in comparison with others, made him second position, Vincent obviously being number 1st. So it's not just about overtaking people, but it's about driving really fast, hitting brakes as less as possible, and having good laps.
What do you think of this?
I took 10 last. 7
This time
minimum.
around, yeah? What do you think of the race?
I'm going to get first. Everybody is saying 5th, 7th, say first. I'm going to get first.
There's no hope, man.
I dreamt of this moment. It's still a dream. Let's go!
Before the third race, I had enough time to set up my action camera, so I put the camera on my helmet with a better hook just in case I crash again, and this also gave a better POV of the race. I was very confident about this race, determined to beat John and Emmanuel, but the worst thing happened on my first lap. I crashed with someone and I was stuck. Now if this was the previous location, I should be able to reverse my car and then continue driving, but now I have to wait for one of the staff to come help me. Now this staff would have to first wait until the area I'm stuck is clear, then they take a yellow flag to signify to people to slow down or even stop at that location, and then the staff helps me with my car, basically pulling me backwards then forwards until I'm able to get back on track. Now this affected my energy, but all I could think of in my head was, I'm not gonna let John and Emmanuel beat me in this race. So the rest of the race was fun. I had good turns, overtook people, especially one person who I was very determined to overtake, and we got to the end of the race. And here is proof again that I beat John and Emmanuel, which basically means I won the race. We also have David here, a very good friend of mine, which came last.
And now I am the
But it doesn't make sense. Last, you're the last for me. And you are 18. But I still got you. That's what's important. That's my goal in this game.
Oh, there's one part of the track I want to talk about. It's this part here. When you come down on this part with speed, it almost feels like you're falling off a cliff with your car not touching the ground. So every time I had to come to this part, I had to take a deep breath in while keeping my leg on the accelerate pedal. How do you feel being the winner again?
number one. Only thing I have to say.
What was your position in the last one?
I was not last.
Yeah, you're not last. You were last.
I came out last, and I'm proud. Next time, I'ma be better.
Well, I didn't win the games, but I beat John and Emmanuel, so I won the games.
This guy is a cheater though.
That's what winning is to me. Beating John and Emmanuel. How does it feel for me to beat you again? Kart racing is actually fun. From my first experience in January, this was something I definitely wanted to do again. But it's just an expensive hobby. Last time we paid 50 euros per person, and this time we paid 54 euros per person. Maybe because we're a smaller group, I don't know. So it's such an expensive hobby, but if somebody calls me for kart racing this month, I just might go. By the way, the location for the previous kart racing is Coronel Kart Racing BV, and the location for this current kart racing is Van der Ende Racing Inn. Feel free to check them out and let me know what your experience is like in the comments, and if it's your first time, I would really love to hear what your experience is, or let me know interesting kart racing location I can check out in the Netherlands. Please give this video a like if you enjoyed the POV with my camera. I want to use this camera to capture more POVs of my experience in the Netherlands.